Hey Wando, I'm Ellie Grace Goodwin.
And I'm Kellen Noonan. Welcome to the third episode of Tribe Talk.
This week, we cover the controversy surrounding the Boy Scouts of America, the conveniences of online shopping,
Wando's growing robotics club, the tragedy of house fire, and what's to see in the 843. The idea of having separated Boy and Girl Scouts has been a continuous idea of the organization's entire existence.
Due to the changing of times, these policies are being considered outdated, so the Boy Scouts of America has recently announced it would reverse its century-old policy of no girls allowed.
Many changes have been made regarding who is allowed to join Boy Scout troops. Recently, the Boy Scouts of America decided to allow girls to join. While some support the idea of allowing both girls and boys to join, others do not. We took a look into the subject and how it will affect Boy Scout troops.
So the Girl Scout program, for one, they're completely separate. They're not the same organization at all. Girl Scouts has their own program that they've had for many, many years and built and organized around what they've been providing to the girls for many years. Historically, it's been a program that was originally built to focus on boys.
I don't think it matters if you're a Boy Scout or a Girl Scout and you're of the opposite gender. They were grounded in the same principles. The only difference is the way the vest fits. That's it.
If you are actually a girl, then it is the Boy Scouts of America. I don't think that girls really fit in to the Boy Scouts.
So actually Boy Scouts did a lot of research and a lot of surveys on the topic, and they've been talking about this for several years now. And overwhelmingly, from both the surveys that they've done and the conversations they had at the national meeting with the councils, well over 80% of everyone they've talked to has been in favor of letting girls into the program.
I think it's just the name. I think that's why girls are weirded out by being in Boy Scouts and boys are weirded out by being in Girl Scouts, because it's the name of the Boy Scouts versus Girl Scouts that really gets them. We can do the same things, but we don't.
If they're going to allow Girl Scouts into the Boy Scouts, I think that they should be fully integrated, because it doesn't really make sense to have an entire group of girls who are Boy Scouts but call it Boy Scouts still. So I think if they're going to mix, make it fully mixed.
The goal is to reach as many as possible, and I think that's really how they landed where they did on this.
This has been Davina Patel reporting for Tribe Talk.
One of Wando's clubs has been building its way up through success through multiple projects and achievements.
Wando Robotics' most recent projects is sure one to turn heads. Grace McKellar has a story.
The Robotics Club here at Wando gives many students the opportunity to show off their skills in engineering, programming, and design. With projects driven by student interest and creativity, their creations are nothing short of fascinating.
So the Robotics Club provides a lot of different things for the students, and it really depends on what a student wants. So if a student wants to get more programming experience, then they have the opportunity to program a robot to do something very specific, like climb a rope. Or if a student wants to get more experience with engineering and CAD design, then we need a student to do that. We also have students that get to express their creativity by designing our t-shirts and designing our pit and designing how our robot's going to look, and we also have students doing electrical work. So it really depends on what the student wants and on what they can get out of it.
Apart from all the nerd stuff, all the engineering and the programming that a lot of people get scared of, there's really something in the club for anyone that wants to join.
It's very intimidating from far away, but once you get here, it's very much a family, a bunch of people I never would have met, because I have my little bubble like everyone does at Wando. I get to meet people in all different areas. I know art kids, I know engineering kids, band kids, just people I wouldn't normally interact with.
One of the biggest things really gets pushed is teamwork and collaboration. This is not a one person is doing all the work. This is a team of people designing and building a robot.
So we get a controller and we tell the controller what to do when certain buttons are pressed. We program all the sensors that are on the robot so the robot knows where to go. All of the electrical stuff on the robot, we actually make the electrical stuff work and react to inputs.
It's so cool to work with robots. Most high schools don't have this opportunity, so it's really cool that Wando offers this.
This has been Grace McKellar reporting for Tribe Talk.
The Old Village has become a local hotspot in our community and nationally due to its charming scenery and old Charlestonian homes.
Salome Store scopes out what's to see in the 843.
Missing someone.
A stroll by the fences or traditional English homes, there's no such thing as wasted time when in the village east of the Cooper River. Because of its lush scenery and historic architecture, Pitt Street has become a national hotspot. Another local spot is the worn-down Pitt Street Bridge. With the best view of Charleston, the Old Village is definitely a spot to check out for a summer sunset. This has been Salome Stork, reporting for Tribe Talk.
With the internet being such a necessity in our lives, online shopping has become a convenient way to obtain anything you may need.
However, this one-stop shop has had a negative effect on our local businesses here in Charleston and nationally.
Online shopping has become very popular in recent years due to its convenience. This increase has had many negative effects on small and local businesses.
Online shopping has affected the store in a way where we've just had to kind of keep up with the times, where yes, we have a Facebook and an Instagram account where we post all the new arrivals, but at the same time, while that used to be our only way of getting in touch online, we now have opened an online store.
Usually stores that are around the country and rather than just local shops, I think are easier to do online than go into a store.
Not only can you still come and shop at Copperpenny here in Town Center or downtown or on Coleman, but you can go on shopcopperpenny.com.
Although Copperpenny has been successful despite the rise of online shopping, other local businesses have not. Even small chains such as Gymboree are feeling the effects.
It's had a huge impact on the industry. Lots of little shops are shutting down because they can't compete price-wise, selection-wise. And it's had a huge impact on a lot of little shops and big ones like Sears and stores like that that just can't compete with the Walmarts and the Amazons.
There's actually more than what's in the store, so I usually think there's more of a variety of clothes and other things when you do online shopping rather than like going into a store. I think it depends what the store has. If it's certain clothes, I rather buy online because of what it costs and like what it looks like, and local stores sometimes are really expensive for the same thing you can get online at like a different online store for like cheaper.
I don't think it'll completely take over. People still like to go to the store and see and touch things and try them on. I think the successful online retailers will have both a brick and mortar presence and an online presence.
This has been Shane McDavid reporting for Tribe Talk.
Cent. The S is definitely silent because, like, money was around way before anything. So, like, cents with a C, that's always said cent. So we put an S in front of it. It still sounds the same. That S is silent. I could be the leader of a pack of dogs. I could teach them what berries not to eat and what squirrels to eat, even though I've never caught a squirrel with my hands. They're a little bit more agile. But yeah, I could be a leader of a pack of dogs, because I'm a little bit smarter than dogs. So as a leader, I'd make pretty good decisions, I feel like. I hate cats because they cheat death when they fall out of third-story windows. They say they have 9 lives. I think they have 9 lives. I personally don't think that's very fair. As a human being, I have 1. And I also don't really like cats because they go to the bathroom inside, and like that's not a sanitary thing to be living with. So I think they should be more like dogs, and like myself, go to the bathroom outside. I think it's bad to pee in the ocean because that's so mean. Do you think fish? Plus, you gotta eat them later on. You don't want to eat your own pee. So I think it's really disrespectful to pee in their homes. But what it isn't is peeing in people's pools. Like, you put chlorine in there in the first place, so there's nothing wrong with peeing in your buddy's pool.
This week on The Rewind, we take a look at Light Up the Night Charleston in the last home football game in the Wando Stadium. On Thursday, October 26th, the People Against Rape organization hosted Light Up the Night Charleston to call for an end to sexual violence. The walk symbolized women's individuality through darkness to demonstrate that Women United can resist fear and violence. On average, there are 321,000 victims of rape and sexual assault ages 12 and older each year in the U.S., as well as 1 out of every 6 women have been a victim of an attempt in her lifetime.
Take back the night!
On Friday, October 27th, Wando hosted West Ashley in the last football game in the Wando Stadium. Fans, alumni, and students joined together to celebrate not only the closing of the stadium, but the seniors on this year's team. Many are sad to see the stadium go with all the memories, but excited to see the new stadium and what it has to bring. This has been Maddie Boylston reporting for Tribe Talk.
On this segment of Warrior Spotlight, we have Wando sophomore Will Bumgarner. A couple weeks ago, his house caught on fire while him and his family were away on vacation. Something like this shouldn't happen to anybody, but amazingly, him and his family have been very optimistic about their situation.
So we were on the way down to Beaufort for our niece's 18th birthday party, and I got a phone call from a friend that said, "Dude, I hate to tell you this, but there's fire coming out of every window in your house."
I was just like, it's probably not even that big of a deal. It's probably just like a little something starting, like a bush or something, or maybe just a little fire in our kitchen or like a candle fell or something. I didn't think it was going to be as catastrophic as it was.
It was sort of disbelief at first. You know, we kind of prepared ourselves for the worst. So we kind of walked around the corner a little bit with the fire battalion chief, and the whole front of the house was really kind of blacked out. So it was kind of a surprise, obviously, and you know, we're just glad that no one was hurt and everyone was safe.
There was black smoke everywhere throughout the neighborhood. And the flames were like engulfing the house. You couldn't really see anything. And like, I was over there recently before the fire, and you just saw things burning off the back porch and flying down, and you were thinking like, oh, I mean, I was there 48 hours ago.
I was probably more saddened to see everything happen. Just the whole reality coming down on me, just our house is gone.
He's kept his head up the whole time, and he's done an amazing job with it. Their family, they've all kind of pushing forward and not looking back on the past and just looking forward to the future and what they can do to bounce back from this really quickly.
It's absolutely been amazing, the support that we've gotten from all of our different communities, where it's Hamlin Plantation, our tennis friends, the Wando community. It's just the Lang, Jenny Moore communities have all just been really wonderful and amazing of how they've stepped up with gift cards and donations and people bringing meals by and clothes, and it's really kind of almost overwhelming to a certain degree about how wonderful everyone has been, and it's just been such a blessing. on so many fronts, and all of our great friends that have really, kind of helped us out through this process.
This has been Alex Vavosa reporting for Tribe Talk.
Thanks for watching, Wando. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Snapchat at Tribe Talk WHS. This has been Ellie Grace Goodwin.
And Calla Noonan signing off. Stay tuned for the very first segment of Tribe Talk Presents.
Little one, do you know the destiny you'll reap? Did you know one day you'll fly? You'll find your fate, with your limbs elate and leap, never knowing why, but knowing you cannot die. We were all born with wings, but no one here knows they can use them. The wind pulls at them and tries to help us fly away, so we curse, bind our wings, and go about our day. The stubborn creatures built a world of comforting security. They build their nests and sing their songs and adorn their wings with beautiful plumage, but not a one of them thinks to look at the sky. They sing so loud, polluting the air with their cries, that I think they mean to conceal the call of the esoteric skies. The skies call only to me. They summon me alone. They're meant for me to claim, and I will make them my own. The clouds above like an angel, the fog below like a wraith. Dawn still hides the sun's kindly eye. Now's the time to leap. Now's the time for faith. I thought I knew I could fly.
What's it gonna be?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, into this week's edition of Sports Talk. It's good to have you with us. As always, I'm Connor Griffin. Now, today we shift our attention into collegiate athletics as the home stretch of the college football season starts to heat up. And since Wando is home to so many different fans from so many different college teams, we decided to ask some of our students and faculty about the current state of the college football playoff.
The Alabama Crimson Tide.
I'd say Notre Dame right now.
Currently the best team in the country has to probably be Georgia, especially since they beat South Carolina last weekend.
Alabama, Georgia, Clemson, and Oklahoma.
Top four would be Georgia, Alabama, Clemson, and I want to say Penn State.
Top four has to be Georgia number 1, unfortunately Alabama number 2, Notre Dame 3, and Oklahoma 4. Clemson, a far number 5. I think this year, unfortunately, Alabama's going to win it again. Even though, Nick Saban, some people hate him, dude's good.
Alabama, because they're dominant. They lost last year and they're super ready to go back for it.
I'd say Alabama.
Go Dogs.
I want to say Clemson. I think Clemson's going to come back and rally again. Go Tigers.
Now onto the scoreboard. The football team lost to Conway over the weekend in the first round of the lower state playoffs. Unfortunately, the loss marks the end of the 2017 season for the Warriors. The girls volleyball team beat Lexington to win the lower state championship, but fell short after a hard-fought battle to Dorman in the state championship. Despite the 3-1 loss, the girls finished the season with a win percentage of 92%, making it the winningest season the team has had in over a decade. In other news, Villanova commit Patrick Spychowski placed second in the state cross-country meet, and the boys team as a whole placed in the top 5. The girls cross-country team placed in the top 10 after a very impressive outing to cap off a very impressive season.
Also, shout out to the band for shattering records at the state competition this past weekend. They won their 11th state championship, and it was definitely well-deserved. But that's all we got for you on this week's edition of Sports Talk. Thanks for tuning in. For more Wando sports information, you can follow at Wando Athletics on Twitter and Instagram. But until next time, I'm Connor Griffin. Go Warriors.